Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Maddie. I hope you guys are all doing well. So in today's video we're going to be doing a get ready with me. I'm going to show you guys how I styled my hair as well as how I did my makeup. So if you guys want to see how I achieved this look, please keep on watching. But before we get into it, if you haven't already subscribed, please go ahead and do that. And yeah, let's get into it. Okay, my hair is looking super crazy right now, so before I start my makeup, I'm just gonna try to fix my baby hair, comb it, wrap it, and then we're gonna start the makeup. So I'm just gonna go ahead and comb my baby hair. I'm going to style it so that way the makeup won't get into it. So I'm just going to use some mousse. The mousse that I'm using today is by Cream of Nature. I'm just going to put a small amount on my toothbrush and then comb the baby hair into place. And then I'm gonna use some Gots to Be spray. I'm gonna spray it on the hairline. And then I'm just using an elastic band to make sure that the hair stays flat down, especially the lace. So now moving on to makeup, I'm gonna go ahead and apply some primer on my face. The primer that I'm using today is by Fenty Beauty. It's one of my favorite primer. I feel like this one it's not too sticky and it's pretty light on the face too, and it makes my makeup last really long. So moving on, I'm going to go ahead and apply some foundation. The foundation that I'm using today is also by Fenty Beauty. It's in the shade 430 and it's their Pro Filt'r Hydrating Longwear foundation. This foundation is a bit darker than my skin tone, but once it oxidizes, honestly, it blends perfect with my neck. And yeah, so I'm just using a brush to apply the foundation on, and I'm just dabbing the foundation on my face. Like, it's very orange, but it's okay. Honestly, once I put my concealer and everything else, I feel like it blends better, and like I said, it's gonna oxidize, so it's not gonna stay this color. So next up, I'm gonna go ahead and use some concealer. The concealer that I'll be using is by Too Faced. This one here, and it's in the shade Chestnut. So I'm just gonna go apply this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this on my T-zone. I'm gonna go ahead and blend it with a beauty blender. So I like to use True Concealer underneath my eyes, or I like to apply concealer twice underneath my eyes. Either I'll apply the same concealer the second time, or I'll use a concealer that's a bit lighter. So in this case, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this concealer by Fenty. It's in the shade 410. So I'm just going to apply it underneath my eyes. Right here, and I'm actually gonna let it set, and I'm gonna move on to contouring. The reason why I put the concealer underneath my eyes is because underneath your eyes it tends to crease, So by doing this, you're kind of letting the concealer set and absorb into your skin, so that way it won't crease as much. So up next, I'm going to go ahead and contour my face. The concealer that I'm using to do that is also by Fenty. It's in the shade 490. And to contour, so I'm just going to contour. I'm going to put some concealer right here. Also, I'm going to shape my nose and bring it all the way to my eyebrows. You want to make sure that you blend the concealer right away, because if you don't blend it right away, you're going to have like patches of dark spots and it's going to be hard for it to go away. For my nose, I like to pinch my brush so that way it's a bit smaller and it's really going to contour my nose perfectly. And I like to bring the brush all the way to my eyebrows to have like a natural effect. So now I'm going to go back in and blend the concealer that we left underneath our eyes. Now I'm going to go ahead and set my my under eyes. The setting powder that I'm using today, it's by Mercier. It's their translucent honey setting powder, and I'm just going to apply this underneath my eyes. So now I'm gonna move on to my brows. So I'm just using some cheap eyebrow liner that I got at the beauty supply by Ruby Kisses. It's nothing fancy, but this has been my go-to. I've been using this for so many years since I've started makeup. I just went to the beauty supply, grabbed this, and it works perfectly for me. So I don't feel like I need to get like any other eyebrow pencil, because this one honestly is the holy grail. Like, it's amazing. So I'm just gonna stick by it. So I'm gonna start off by brushing my brows upward. Next, I'm just using my concealer that I used before from Too Faced to contour my eyebrows. It's a clean contour, whatever you want to call it. So I'm just applying a small amount on an angled brush, and I'm just going to clean my brows with the concealer. didn't put any setting powder on my nose, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So up next, I'm going to go ahead and set the rest of my face. I'm using this pressed powder by Mabyline. It's in the shade 355. It's their matte poreless setting powder. So I'm just using a fluffy brush as well. And I'm just applying this on the rest of my face. So up next, I'm going to go ahead and bronze my face. I'm using this bronzer here by Morphe. It's in the shade Leader. It's one of my favorite bronzer. I'm just using an angled brush to apply the product onto my face. I'm starting off on my cheeks. So now moving on to the eyes. I don't think I'm gonna do anything super extra with my eyes. I'm actually just gonna go ahead and apply the same bronzer on my lid just to add some color. Okay, so up next, I'm using my palette by Warrior by the Juvia's Place. I'm gonna use this brown here, and I'm just gonna apply it on my lid as well. More towards the corner. So up next, I'm using the Warrior Juvia's Place palette again, and I'm gonna use a mixture of this color here and this one. I'm just gonna mix it together. So I'm gonna go back and use this brown once again just to kind of blend everything together. Okay, so I'm gonna use the same brown that we used before, and I'm just gonna apply this in my waterline. Up next, I'm gonna go ahead and use this highlighter that I got from Revolution. It's in the shade Don't Hold Back. I like to use a mixture of all 4 colors. I feel like it's a nice blend, all 4 of them together. And I'm just gonna apply this in the corner of my eyes right here. Next, we're gonna use some blush. I always use the same blush because it's the only blush that I have. I'm using this blush here by Juvia's Place. It's in the shade Bella. To highlight my face, I'm going to use this highlighter from Juvia's Place. I don't remember the shade of the highlighter, but if I do find it, I'll leave it in the description down below. This highlighter honestly goes with any skin tone. so I'm actually gonna go ahead and line my eyes. The eyeliner that I'm using today, it's by Sephora. It's their dark, their black eyeliner. Okay, so now that we're done with our makeup, I'm gonna go ahead and apply some setting spray. The one that I'm using today, it's by Urban Decay. And I'm gonna go ahead and apply another one as well. I don't know why I'm weird. I always apply 2 setting spray. So I'm using the one by Mabyline. That's their Lasting Fix. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this kind of dry off, but in the meanwhile I'm gonna go ahead and style my hair. I don't like when the hairline is crunchy, so I'm just using a comb to kind of brush it out. Okay, so now moving on to the hair. I think I'm gonna go ahead and add some curls to it. I think curls looks much better on me. Okay, so the top of my hair is a bit bumpy. It's not as flat as I would want it to be. So I'm just using a hot comb. I'm gonna press the hair down. I'm not gonna add any products because there's already a bunch of product on my hair. Curl my hair, I like to use a flat iron. I'm just taking small sections and then I'm gonna go ahead and curl it with a flat iron. You don't want to take big section because you do want the heat to go through the hair. You don't want to have to strain it. You don't want to have to use the strainer like more than 2 times because it's gonna burn your hair. So just make sure that you're using small pieces of hair. And then I'm gonna hold it into my hand for a couple seconds and then let it go. Okay, so I'm done curling my hair. I always have a side that curls better than the other one. I don't know why, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply some oil. The oil that I'm using today, it's by She. It's their Silk Infusion, and because I did bleach this hair about 4 times, it's actually pretty dry. So I don't know if you guys realized when I was curling it, it was a bit like it wasn't really taking the curls as well. It's because I've bleached it 4 times, toned it, put the dye, so It's pretty dry, but it's still soft. It's still... I do have some flyaways here, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna apply some Gots to Be spray on a comb, and I'm just gonna comb the top. So now we're done with our hair. Last thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and do our lips. I like to keep my lips for last, sometimes because I hold, while I'm curling my hair, I'm holding the hair with my mouth, and if I do have lipstick on, obviously it's gonna get all over my hair. So I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips. I'm using my pencil liner from Ruby Kiss. Like I mentioned, I use this for pretty much everything for my eyebrows as well as for my lips. It works just fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and line it. Okay, so up next I'm going to be using this lipstick by Morphe. It's in the shade Last Night. It's like a nice neutral pinkish lipstick, and I like to combine this with the lip liner that I just put. It gives it more like a natural look, sorry, a neutral look. So now I'm going to go ahead and add this lip gloss on top. It's by Fenty Beauty. Okay guys, so this is the final look. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please don't forget to leave a big thumbs up, and if you haven't already subscribed, please go ahead and do that, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye.